So what are we? We are November the 20th, Wednesday morning. There we had a little skietish snow last night. Nothing major, just a little dusting. So temperatures have definitely dropped. It was freezing last night, a clear sky, and a bit of a shower came through. So I'm just landed with these cattle here, and I'm just going through my phone and calculating how many nights they've been here. So I moved them up here Sunday the 17th of November. And I said in the last video that this is an ideal spot for feeding cattle. It's a dry place, and there's rushes there for shelter. So I'm trying to hold them up. I take advantage of the good spots and I run them through the wetter, lower places. So I'm just thinking Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and tonight is Wednesday night. So that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So tonight will be their fourth night on this little spot, and ground conditions are holding up absolutely perfect. So yeah, I'm going to go out and get a couple of trailer loads of silage and throw it into them again for tonight. Now there's a couple of calves after going under the wire behind me, so they're calling out. But what I find fascinating is when we look at where they have been sleeping for the night, especially when there's snow. You can see the little patches of where it's clear, where there's no snow, after them being sleeping there for the night. So there's another bed there, lovely sheltery place. There was silage thrown there yesterday as well. And we can see up here, look at that. That's the nicest place ever. There must have been a calf lying there. So you can imagine the animal lying there with a nice wall of rushes behind him. So his back was nice and tucked in. Again, that you can see where they pushed in along them rushes. That's why I like to keep the rushes. And there was a few of them. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 animals lying there last night, all cuddled into each other, nice and warm. So another example here. So them rushes are a benefit to me, especially when the snow comes and at this time of the year. So yeah, they mightn't look very nice, or they may be unsightly. Oh, I'm slipping. But they definitely serve a purpose when cattle are out. Yeah, if you're going to put your cattle in the winter time, you want to keep the place kind of clean looking during the grazing season. Yeah, top away. And keep them well knocked back for the growth next year. But yeah, they'll be well battered down now. This is the first time they've come through on my winter grazing. So they'll come through here again after Christmas, January or February time. And they'll give them another baiting. And I've ponies to come through as well after the cattle move on. So they'll knock lumps out of them as well. So there's a nice spot as well. So I've been throwing silage down on top of the big strong bulrushes, and the calves and the cattle are all sleeping there as well. So I'm going to go out, get my couple of trailer loads, and I'll be back. So I found my couple of calves that's out, the 2 Galloways, little shits. But I was saying in the last video that I was going to let them into this lower side, but because the place is frozen up, I'm less inclined to give them that grass while there's frost and snow on it. So I'm going to keep them on the upper side for today, a full day of silage again. So that will be 2 days full silage after their picking is gone out with this lower or upper place. So I'm going to then put the fence down along here, divide this area in 2, and go another 3 days. So that will be 6 days. So yeah, we're getting plenty. Every day is a bonus to get us through this winter. So if I can gain a half a day on an area, a full day, 2 days, all the better. So that's what I'm going to try. Look at this fella. That's the worst part of the hair. When they're dry and they're hairy, they don't get a whack out of that fence. Yeah, so them calves kind of know that. That lad there, you can hear him coughing. I dosed him, and I dosed the 2 little renegades, I call them. The little red short-horn cow. She's the first calf heifer. She owns the small little Rony heifer. I dosed her, and I dosed the 2 calves that suck on her, and I dosed that boy as well. He was coughing. And I've noticed that their cough has got worse since I dosed them, but that's a normal thing because whatever infection they had on their lung or whatever parasite they had in their lung, it's now dead and they're clearing up the flame. So yeah, they're still coughing, but yeah, I don't like to hear them coughing. So that's the first little bit of dosing I had to do, like in a few years, to be honest with you. But they tend to misbehave, so that's why I'm putting it down to that. Right, I'm going to go out now and get some silage. I was meant to do it, but I ended up finding them, so I had to run them in. So I'm going to be back in a minute. Now, so I have my 2 trailer loads out, and that's what it looks like before the cattle get to it. Little piles thrown up on rushes like that. So I drive along and I just fork it out. I drive over the rushes, and as the rush springs back up from behind the trailer, I stop up then and throw off my silage at the back. Now obviously this worked for me because I only have a few head of cattle. If you have a couple of hundred cattle, you'd have your quad and you have your bale unroller on the back, and you'd go wild driving up and down here with your bale and rolling it all out. So this suits me, having the few numbers that I have, and I suppose I like hardship. So there we go, we have a pile thrown up on them rushes there again, all the way around. Now the cattle are on the upper side of that hedge there. I noticed that they hadn't gone up there. There's about maybe a third of the size of this on the far side of that hedge. So I noticed that they hadn't gone up to do any kind of picking or grazing or tramping. So I said I'd throw 1 trailer load up there. So they're all after going up there, and now the couple of cows have come back down again and realised that there's nice stuff down here as well. So this is going to do them for another 24 hours. I will be back tomorrow, and I will say I probably will have to then tomorrow open up that fence and give them half that area, half between here and the hedge below, and that'll do them another 3 nights. Yeah, I think there's frost again tonight and tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. Thursday I think it's going to get mild again for the weekend. And we'll see how we get on then after that. But that's what it looks like before, and that's what it looks like after. They make definite use of the little residue that's left behind. Now I might as well go down and have a look at the ponies while I'm here. So I'll press pause, I'll head on down to the ponies. The ponies are still on the place below where the cattle were in the last video. So I'm going to leave it out the mare again, so I have the foal at home with another foal. I'm finished with the weaning process, so the mare is back out again. So let me just, you can hardly see the cattle through the hedge there, but that's where they are. So I walk on down to the ponies and I'll be back. Absolutely happy as Larry there. I love just to stand and listen and watch. So they're 2 half-sisters out of the same bowl. Another half-sister here. Total silence, perfectly content. Now, down to the ponies. So we have Moonshine, Teddy, we have Pedro, Donkey, Luna and Pachin. All perfectly happy. So they have been on this area now, this side of it, for the last 4 nights or 3 nights, and tonight will be the 4th night. So they have plenty in here to be picking. They're starting to do a little bit of a job on them rushes, but they have so much grass in here left over from the cattle that they're content enough to eat away at that. So maybe from tomorrow on they might start eating a few more of them rushes, but I'm not going to go mad at them. Actually, they have a good bit trampled here on it. So they'll be here 1 more night tonight, and then I'll bring them on up. Actually no, they won't be, because the cattle will still have access to the little area that they're on now, so they'll be here another while yet, but they have plenty picking. You can see that there's grass there all the time, lots of grass. Haven't had cattle and ponies on it. So Luna is back out again. The weaning process went absolutely fine. The foal is in the stable at home, and she is going to get out soon now with her comrade that I have there now as well. I'll show you her or him shortly too. He's a foal I borrowed off a friend of mine to pal up, so I'm going to put them away to a bit of a field until Christmas time, and then I'll reintroduce the filly back to this lady and then send the foal off on his way back to his owner. So that is the carry on the 20th of November. Absolutely beautiful morning. We had, as you see, a little bit of snow last night. Temperatures are way down. There was a lot of rain. Monday was a miserable old day, but it's not too bad at all now again. So settled weather until Friday, I think. And there's Donkey. Right, we leave it at that. I'm going to go home and do a few jobs. So on the 20th of November, I will say good luck and goodbye.